how pretty y'all are. How wonderful. Oh, and I see some faces I haven't seen in years. This is beautiful. Okay, so take a look around real quick. Y'all just gorgeous. Wow, you're so beautiful. So first I want to give thanks to Reverend Don for allowing me to be up here on the pulpit and also to the board. I also want to give a special thanks to the Pipkin-Leva family because it's really because of them that I am here. And now they are Pipkin-Leva and Wolkoff. It's wonderful. So I'm very blessed I got to come up and marry their daughter this weekend. So it's, it was just on solstice. Oh, so beautiful. So I am Reverend Marquita, as you've probably heard by now. I do wonder if you know each other. So I am going to ask you to stand for just a moment. Would you all please stand? And first repeat after me, I am limitless potential.
I am limitless potential.
And I'm here to give it away.
And I'm here to give it away.
Please turn to your neighbor and tell them you are limitless potential. And you're here to give it away. Give a handshake, give a hug, give a high five, give us something. All right, say after me again, I am limitless potential. I'm here to give it away. And now I'm here to have a seat. So was I correct? Is it beautiful in here?
Yes.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And you really are this limitless potential. So our talk today is you, imaginable potential you. You see, I want to be clear to even start off for you to understand, and I know you've heard it before. You are magnificent. There is something within you that is unimaginable, and it's fierce. It's powerful. It is amazing. And what happens is, though we've been trained to look at somebody else, some minister, some preacher, somebody, and go, "Ooh, aren't they all that?" and forget that that's us. Each and every one of us. So say, I've got something amazing in me.
I've got something amazing in me.
It's deep inside of me.
It's deep inside of me.
I'm ready to discover what it is.
I'm ready to discover what it is.
Great, so I'll see y'all this afternoon for the workshop. So the wonderful thing is that that's the absolute truth about each and every person in this room. It's also the absolute truth about whoever you've been praying for lately. It's the absolute truth about even your so-called enemies or somebody you don't like. That's the absolute truth about them too. And then what happens is we are trained by society and by our good, well-meaning parents and everybody else above us to look, though, on the outside. Would you agree that you might be a little attached to your five senses? Anybody in here attached to their five senses?
Yes.
Just a few of y'all? Raise your hand. Are you attached to your five? Yeah, we are. And then what happens is because we're attached to our five senses, life unfolds sometimes in ways that we don't like, and we got a little issue with that. Let me tell you a little story. So last weekend, it was just last weekend, my son had an experience. So I have one son who lives with me in Henderson. I live in Henderson. My church is in Las Vegas. And he was talking to me the next day. He said, yeah, we went to open mic the other night. And open mic in this case was more professional. It's more of a professional open mic. And he was saying it was really interesting. So the next day, he was fabulous. So the next day, he's going into the grocery store. Vaughn's is the grocery store he was in. He was going in there, and he saw one of the guys. So he goes up to the gentleman, and he says, excuse me, sir. And no. And man just keeps walking. Just rude. Right? But you see, my son has been trained in this philosophy. So he said, oh, excuse me, I'm so sorry. I thought you were the gentleman who I saw at the cabaret last night. All of a sudden, the man stopped and turned around and said, oh, I am so sorry. You see, when I come into this particular grocery store, people approach me. They always want money. They want a ride. They want something. I just thought you were one of them, so I ignored you. Now, the gentleman then took him to the side to talk to him in 108-degree weather, because that's what the temperatures were having. But thank goodness they were at least under the shade. But they proceeded to have this conversation. And my son was, congratulating him on how well he did the night before and all that. And he says, oh, I'm so glad you were there. He says, yeah, I signed up to sing, but I didn't get to sing. But I stayed a couple of hours. They never did call me, and, it was a great time. And the man said, don't you just hate it when you are supposed to sing, you don't get called to sing? And my son said, well, no, not really. He said, you don't? He said, no, because that's out of my control. I'm not about to let something out of my control upset me. The man does this. And he slowly repeated, so you don't allow things out of your control to upset you. My son said, no, I had a great time. I enjoyed all the other performers. I would never let something outside of me irritate and upset me. The man went. He was like, My question to you is, are you allowing things out of your control to upset you? Please understand that that is a learned behavior. We have learned that. Why would we allow something outside of ourselves to dictate how we're going to feel and be? Which is why I asked you if you're attached to your five senses. Because most of us are. And it is time that we take a stand and get attached to something much greater and bigger that resides within us, that has no intentions of ever being upset over something it can't control. They say, yeah, Marquita, but wait a minute now. There are things that if people didn't get upset, other things would not happen. Okay, fine. If it is your calling, not someone else's, if it is your calling to stand up and take action in our world to make something change, then that is your calling. And you will know that not from the outside. You will know that from the inside. You won't be able to help yourself. And here's what's really important. I want you to catch this one. So first, let's just repeat. Let's do a good affirmation. I only allow my true potential and power to flow through me. Let's do that one again. I only allow my true potential and power to flow through me. So I want you to remember that one, because I'm going to ask you to look at anything outside of your control and allow that to stop having power over you. Yes? Yes. Okay. So second, part of what happens because we've been trained from the outside world is that we tend to see ourselves the way that we have always been. By that I mean, you woke up this morning and you already had a thought about who you were. Not who you're going to be, but who you were. And just so you know, that's training too. Okay? We've been trained to do that. I'm asking you today to get a bigger vision of yourself. That thing that I said, that seed that's implanted in each and every one of us, that's so amazing, so powerful, so magnificent, has nothing to do with who you've been. Nothing. It has everything to do with what is trying to express itself through you. Now, here's the deal, and I like it because Ernest Holmes says this about it. He says, we're living in an intelligent universe which responds to our mental states. To the extent that we learn to control these mental states, we shall automatically then control our environment. You must choose to control your mental state, your state of being, before you can think about letting go of the environment control over you. Hear that. The environmental control is secondary. You are primary. Your belief in God and what God is primary. But God does not force itself upon you. Therefore, unless you decide and you choose who and what you are when you wake up every day, the environment is secondary and it will take control. Hear that. The other thing that takes control is your subconscious. Oh, it's so interesting to me. And I know you've heard this before. You got the, what's it called? The iceberg, right? Oh, that's right. We're in Alaska. The iceberg, right? And you see the tip, right? And the tip is about, let's say, 5%. And then underneath the water is all this massive stuff. That's the way that we are too. In our conscious mind, and we just did some affirmations, in our conscious mind, we work on that about 5%, but 95% of what's going on is subconscious. So we do the affirmations, we do the spiritual mind treatment, and we absolutely move into the meditative state so that we can shift the 95% that's trying to control us. So this is true, and you must have the tools in which to control your mental state. So you come here not only to learn about God, but you come here to get in touch with that which is God in you, as you. Critical work you get to do. Say yes?
Yes.
I'm ready to do critical work. I'm ready to take my power back. Because I'm all that. Only a few of y'all did that, so come on, because I'm all that. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So, it is the nature of the universe to give us what we're able to take. It cannot give us more. It has given us all already. You know that seed I was talking about? All of who and what you're to be is right there in you. However, we have not yet accepted the greater gift. It's hard to accept a greater gift when you're working on old consciousness. You must expand your consciousness, your awareness of who and what you are as God's living expression before greater gift can be given to you. Make sense to you? Yes. Some of y'all, okay. This is important. If you wake up every day in the consciousness of who you were yesterday, you can't receive the greater gift. You must wake up every day and be expansive in consciousness. So you wake up and you don't even blink before you're saying gratitude things. Okay, I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for that. And when you say I am grateful for, I want you to start not only saying I'm grateful for what has already happened. I want you to start saying I'm grateful for your vision. This is important because if you're constantly saying what you're grateful for only in the past, and you're not saying what I'm grateful for in the present moment of what you're going to be, you got to get a bigger vision so that bigger vision is so deeply embedded in you, you wake up saying, I am grateful for whatever that is, that the greater vision is, as if it's already done, because it is already given. Yes?
Yes.
So we have to say thank you for that which is already given beyond what the appearance is. Yes?
Yes.
Say I'm thankful for my greater yet to be. Because I'm all that. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. See, until we're doing this work, we continue to live in our past. But God is calling you forth into something so much bigger and so much greater. God is tapping at your consciousness saying, wake up, get something bigger and better because I got something great for you. But I don't force it upon you. I have to have something to pour it into, which is a bigger expanded consciousness. Yes?
Yes.
Good. Prepare your mind to receive the best that life has to offer. What is it you want? Is it bigger than what you've ever wanted before? And here's what's amazing. No matter how great and grand it is, there's more. If we only go by even what we can conceive, we still are shortchanging ourselves. See, remember, Marquita, how supposed to get something, a bigger picture? Oh, those spiritual practices we keep talking about? When you move into the silence, when you are willing to be something greater than what you've ever known before, when you pray and then you move into the silence of meditation, you are tapping into an eternal, invisible power that we call God, love, whatever name you have for the Creator, don't matter to me. But when you are tapping into the invisible, now the invisible can move through you as a vehicle and create something you have never even thought about. There is no way on God's green earth 15 years ago I could have seen I was going to create a spiritual center in Las Vegas. I couldn't have seen anything like that. There's no way even 3 years ago I would have seen myself as a certified life coach. There isn't even 2 years ago that I could have seen I'd be working with people in relationships. I couldn't see any of that. But what was important to me was to get still, to be quiet, and expand in the consciousness so I could feel the invisible moving through my life, and then wake up and saying, yes, I am here, let's go. Every day. This is the work. I want us to not only know the spiritual principles in our mind, I want us to feel it in our heart and allow it to move through our entire being so that when we move and we step onto the planet Earth each and every day, we are the power of God coming forth into expression. We are the love of God coming forth into expression. And we let go of what we already knew into what we're coming into being. That's a very different walk on the planet. You want peace? You want joy? Decide that you will be all that you're to be on this planet right here, right now. Not I'm gonna. Not 2 years from now. Right now. Take hold of your power. You are limitless potential. You are that seed, and it's amazing. And the whole world is waiting for you to do what you and only you could possibly do and bring to this planet. I don't care what your history is. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just saying, I don't care what your history is, because it doesn't matter. We've all had, we all got them sad sob stories. Everybody's got one. Stop telling it. Only speak of your greater yet to be. Be empowered by that. Now here's a clicker to that. Because we've got the subconscious patterns that tend to run us, we have a harder time seeing our vision. Let me ask you a question real quick. What's that? You sure?
An oak tree.
Great. Is it an oak tree? Or is it a forest?
Oh.
Is it a forest? Or is it a city? Is it a state? When you look at something, how big can your vision be? So when you look in the mirror tomorrow morning when you get up, I want you to see beyond what's in that mirror. Because spirit does not see your face in the mirror. Spirit sees the city. You must stop believing in God and start believing as God. You must start seeing much bigger than what you have been. Please, the entire universe is waiting for you to do this work. It's waiting on you. God is so much bigger than whatever definition we have given God, Spirit, whatever word. Which is why in some religions they don't even have a real word for that. Yeah? Because it's so much bigger. That which is so much bigger that we don't have a word for is you. It created you out of its own image, likeness, everything. And it's tapping, waiting for you to turn within to get a much bigger vision so that you keep moving. God is waiting for you to express the love, the peace, the joy, uniquely as you, waiting on you. Won't you heed this call? Say yes.
Yes.
Say, I'm going to heed the call. I'm going to see beyond the oak tree, beyond the forest, and even beyond the city. Because I'm all that. Yes, you are. With that, we're going to move into prayer. Any questions? Good. So here's the deal. I'm asking you this week, when you wake up, to wake up, yes, in gratitude, but not only for what has happened, but for your greater yet to be. I'm asking you to wake up and to throw yourself wide open to Spirit, to see that there's something. You don't have to know what it is. but that which needs to come forth for you comes forth in a language that you can understand. I will say one thing before I really move into prayer, and that is, yes, there is subconscious patterns running you. There's stuff there. I'm asking that those of you who can stay for the workshop after, because I have something, a tool for you to use so that you can see how or where you are out of alignment with what you say you believe versus what you're actually believing. All of that will be in this tool. Stay so I can give that to you. With that, let's take a collective breath. So we turn within, feeling, sensing. There is this magnificent intelligence, power, love, peace, joy, beauty. In this moment, I know it is love and I call it God. For God is everything, everywhere, everything that I can see and everything that I can't see. God is everywhere. Right here and right now in its fullness, in its totality, as me and as each and every person here in this center and those beyond. Praise God. So as that is the truth, then I will declare the truth with the words from my mouth and the energy of my heart, that all really is well. There is this dynamic, universal perfection that moves through me. Those I hold in prayer. It heals the physical body. It shifts the mental body for it all to come into alignment with perfection. It senses and knows that the abundance that can move through my life, it is that abundance. It is everything that I am seeking, wanting, and knowing. It is God. So I bless our finances. I bless our relationships. I bless the peace that is within our very lives. I know we are connected as one, and I choose to see it that way. I choose to know that. I declare and affirm that this that is happening right here, right now, continues to stay with us. That which has touched our hearts in this service, it stays with us, inspires us, moves us into action, inspired action, creating a wonderful life, allowing God to move through us powerfully, shifting us, changing us, growing us, that we may serve this greater world. We are here for God. I bless it all. I know it is good. So very, very good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am so grateful. So grateful to be awake, alive, and alert right here, right now. It is my joy. I say thank you. All praises be unto God. I release this word. I release the intention of this word, the power of this word into that divine, living, loving law, knowing it must respond. And for this, it is done and it is good. Together we seal it by affirming, and so it is. Amen.